All right, I got another fairly simple repair for you. It's another laptop-related repair, MacBook Air, where when you put your MagSafe charger on here, you don't get a light that it's going to charge. And you know the charger's good. I'm going to show that by just pulling another MacBook I have that happens to have a MagSafe II connector. So we're going to use a little adapter here. Apple's got these little adapters so you can do from MagSafe I to MagSafe II. And when we put this on here, we get what we normally expect, where the green light lights up and then it goes to amber doing a charge. The problem where we have in the other one, when we get where this doesn't work, is because of a small board that's sitting in here, which is an I/O board. And what happens is these little contacts, wear down. That's presuming that this is good. These little contacts wear down, or you get some kind of debris blocking it, but more likely it's the contacts have wore down. And so we're just going to replace this little board. Very simple repair. We're going to flip the guy over. We're going to remove the pentalobe, they're called pentalobe security screws that go around the perimeter. And it's a P5 tool, 1.2 by 50 millimeter pentalobe screwdriver. That's going to be the hardest part of the repair, to find one of those. The two here in the center area are fairly long. I'm not going to film, taking all these out. We'll pause in a minute. But I just wanted to highlight the difference here versus the ones that run along the sides and the front are smaller. So, just make sure you keep these two guys set aside that you're going to use here and here. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the rest of these, and then we'll pull off the case, and we'll make this change. Now, let me say before I pause for a second, make sure the MacBook has been backed up with Time Machine, and make sure you've shut it down before you start doing this, because we're going to be unplugging and plugging boards. We don't want the laptop to be powered on the MacBook. So let me remove these screws and we'll come back and finish this. Once you got all of these screws off, and you can put them on a magnetic mat, or you can just lay them around the sides like I do, you're going to need a couple other tools. You're going to need some type of a spudger, like something plastic, something with a little point on one end and a little bit of a flathead type screwdriver type, but don't want to use actual screwdriver, something plastic. And then you're going to need a Torx bit, a T6 rather, bit. I believe that's what I got here. Yeah, T6, in order to remove the two screws that retain this board. And again, when we have the laptop or the MacBook, on the front, we looked at the charger on this side. But once we flip it over in the back, it's going to be on this side. So we're going to be looking at it over here. All right, so we're going to remove the cover that we've loosened the screws on. The next thing we're going to do is, this is your battery down here, and this is the battery connector to the logic board. There's a little plastic tab here. We're going to disconnect this so that we de-energize the logic board. This is an extra safety precaution. Don't pull up on this. Pull towards yourself with the tab. Just push down and forward, and it slides right out. And that's just a safety precaution. Now, the next thing we're going to do is over here. Like I said, this is the actual board here. So I've flipped this over that we're going to be removing. There's a couple of connections that we're going to need to work our way out. There's a connection here that we're going to take our spudger underneath, and we're going to gently disconnect. So we got this guy out of the way. This one's going to slide that way. So I just like to take the end and slowly work him out. We got this guy disconnected. We got this guy disconnected. We've got another one of these lift up type connectors here. This guy disconnected. And then there's this ribbon cable here that we're going to need to get out of the way. Just go underneath and prise them up. All right, now we can take our T6 and remove the screw here and here. And I'm not going to use a driver. I'm just going to use my fingers. It really should not be tight. And when you put it back in, it should not be tight either. All right. And these are different, by the way, so take note. This has got a slightly larger head on it. This one's a smaller one. The smaller one is going to go back here to help secure the CPU cooling fan. The larger one goes over on this side of the board area. All right, so we've got this guy disconnected. We got this guy disconnected. We've got both screws out. Let me see if that's all we need to do here. Nope, it looks like it's also retained by the fan assembly. So we're going to need to get this guy here off. So let's just remove the next screw right here. Okay. And we must have another one down here. Yep. What we'll do is we'll remove this little cable, get it out of the way so we can access the screw that we see here. I can be able to do this with my finger. Yep. Okay. Pull him out. He's getting kind of loose now. We'll take this last screw around the fan off so we can get the fan to move around enough. Clear out of the way. There we go. All right, so he's got a little thing retaining him underneath. All right, now we've got the board we're after. But before I pull him out, I'm going to take this cable and get it out of this little retaining clip. There we go. All right. Just got to work it out of the actual aluminum casework. It's a little bit of a kind of like a drag will be pulling this audio jack out of this receptacle area. All right, so make sure you set this one aside because you know this is the bad one. And then bring in the good one, and then just reverse the process. And again, we'll start by sliding it in to this recess for the audio jack. Just make sure you get all these cables that you're going to need to reconnect. Don't let them disappear underneath. Okay. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is bring this cable from the bottom of the I/O board and put it back in the connection I moved with my finger. And then I'm going to get the fan back in position so that we can start securing this and be able to tighten things down. All right, so we're going to take that first screw from the corner of the fan that we removed, and we're going to try not to drop it. All right, let's keep going here. We'll do the next one. I'll go grab him in a minute. Okay. I'm going to put the one on the front on. Hope you guys can see this okay. All right, still need to get that one on. Did not quite see where he bounced to. So I'm just going to try and tip it over. There he goes. All right. This guy on top. Now we've got all of our screws back in. We'll take our bridge cable. We'll go reconnect it to the logic board. We'll take our small cable here that we removed, get him back under the retainer. And then to reconnect these, just position them over the connector and push down. And we get the larger one here, same deal, position it over the connector, line it up, push down. This one on top, line it up with the connector, and push in. It's actually a little shielded guide for it. Just got to get it flush. Okay, and we'll restore the bridge connector here. And that's it. All right, now we'll just put the last two screws in. We got this retention screw to the frame here. And that's the last guy we've got. I'm going to put the cover back on. Actually, before I put the cover back on, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to reconnect the battery to re-energize the logic board. Slide it up and push it in until it seats. Again, you're going to be pushing forward, not pulling up, not pushing up. All right, we're ready to put the cover back on, re-secure it, and we'll see if this is a good repair. Give me a second to put all these screws in and we'll come back. We've got everything put back together. Just pull my tools away here. All right, flip it over. And let's see if we fix this. Voila. It's green and it's orange. And that means it's charging, and we just did and complete this repair. Be able to charge the battery back up and then be able to power the MacBook back on. I hope this helps you out. It's a very easy video. You can pick up the parts on eBay, for example, where people salvage them for laptops that have quit working for other reasons and they're parting them out. What you want to do to pick the right part is when you go up and look at the type of Mac you have, order the part based on the year of your Mac, like a late 2010 or a late 2013, whatever you see when you ask about your Mac. Hope this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.